The Los Angeles Lakers signed 3 different free agents this summer, including DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, and Marcus Smart. All 3 of which I think they're very happy with and very excited about, but I'm not sure that many are giving them enough credit for Marcus Smart. Many are downplaying the signing, saying that he's washed up at this point, isn't healthy and won't be able to stay healthy, and that he won't be able to offer what the Lakers are hoping for him to offer, and what he had previously offered in the past. So with that in mind here, is it possible that Marcus Smart could be having a resurgent year for them? Could he get back to what he once was, and could he feel exactly what their team is hoping for with him? I think it's actually more likely than many tend to believe, and many are pushing narrative-wise, and we're going to talk about why today. So without further ado here, beginning with the bad about Marcus Smart and where the negative narratives are coming from with him, and kind of acknowledging them. Yes, the one about his durability lately does happen to be true. Only playing 34 games last season, only playing 20 during the 2023-24 NBA season, accounting for a grand total of 54 games out of a possible 164. Obviously that's not too good. Though if you look a bit deeper and acknowledge the fact that he likely could have played more if he played for a better team that was actually in playoff contention, last season finishing with the Washington Wizards, who really didn't want to play him that much due to having younger guys that they wanted to get on the court and develop on the court, only playing enough to showcase him a little bit in the hopes that they'd be able to find a trade for him, which obviously didn't happen. And then the prior year with Memphis, not only did he get hurt, but John Morant got hurt, Jaren Jackson was hurt, pretty much their entire team was hurt, and they were far away from playoff contention, so they opted to let him rest and recover, rather than try to bring him back and push him back to end the season with their team. So factoring that in here, I guarantee he probably could have played about 20 to 40 more games than he actually did. Still not good, and even that would only account for maybe 80 to 90 games out of a possible 164, so it's still not very good, but it could have been a whole lot better. And then the fact that he did have a healthy offseason, entered it healthy, didn't have to have a surgery or go through a major recovery, that's a good sign for Marcus Smart. And I mean, it does happen very often that a veteran player gets hurt in their late 20s to early 30s, are then given up on and given the title of being washed up. I mean, pointing to a guy like Steven Adams, for example, coming off a few injury-prone seasons in a row. Really, the last time he was healthy was back in 2022. Many had given up on him, labeled him a bad contract that nobody should want, and ended up coming back and making a big impact for the Houston Rockets, both during the regular season and especially during the postseason. So in my opinion, I don't think there is any reason to believe that Marcus Smart can't do the same thing. Yes, again, he did come off 2 injury years in a row, but now with him being healthy and entering this season being healthy again for the first time in a couple of years now, I think that he definitely can get back to what he once was, or kind of some semblance of it. No, maybe not the athletic ability that he had in his prime, but I think he can definitely be a dog on defense yet, definitely can apply some good on-ball pressure, and fill the role that the Lakers are hoping that he can fill for their team. And like I said, he definitely has plenty of motivation to do it, with many have given up on him, given him labels that I don't think he has really earned quite yet. I think he has all the fuel that he needs to have a resurgent year for the Lakers. And here's what Marcus Smart directly said about that, and acknowledging that narrative too.
Where are you in terms of motivation at this stage of your career, considering, the way the last couple stops went after Boston, and also just physically compared to the guy who won Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I'm very motivated. The last 2 years for me was, in my eyes, a disappointment. Injuries kind of stopped me and held me back, but like I told my wife and my family, everything happens for a reason. And it's funny that 12 years ago, I could have been here, and now it's full circle and I'm here. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. And I just look at those reasons was for me to be here, to not play, and for people to look at me and say, what, maybe he isn't the same. And now that allows me to be in a place where I'm supposed to be.
Maybe it's obvious, but what will your role be here?
Just to be me, come in and do what I do, and that's, a tenacious defender, just bringing the intensity that I bring, my leadership, my basketball IQ as well, but just being the pest that I've always been.
Like I said, Marcus Smart is fully aware of the doubts surrounding him, the narrative saying that he's not the player that he once was and really can't get back to it. He's aware of it, and I imagine that's giving him plenty of fuel to maybe get back to some semblance of that player. Again, I'm not saying he directly has to be what he was in his prime, and I don't think the Lakers think that either. They're simply hoping for the version of Marcus Smart that can help them on defense, the guy that can be a great leader for their team, the guy that has plenty of playoff background and can help them in those situations and once they get to the postseason. That's what they're hoping for here from Marcus Smart, and he's fully aware of that too. He's not trying to be the player that he was back in his prime. He's not trying to be the guy that is a top 3 option on their team or top 4 option scoring wise. He's simply looking to fill the role that they brought him in to fill, and that Luka Doncic directly contacted him about and directly recruited him to their team to fill too, which is a real thing, by the way.
And, you know, when you get a guy like Luka calling, referencing, checking on you, trying to see where you at to see, and that if you want to come and, you know, join something special that he's trying to cook up over here, and for him to say that, you know, to see that he can really use my help, that meant a lot. You know, played against Luka a lot. Been on a lot of opposing ends of, you know, Luka magic, and to be able to come out and be on his side at this time means a lot.
Yes, you probably heard about it, but the fact that Luka Doncic actually reached out to him and directly recruited him to their team, both himself and DeAndre Ayton, really says a lot about the player that Marcus Smart is, the player that Luka Doncic views him as, and the player that he thinks could help their team right now and going forward too. I think that says a lot about Luka Doncic wanting him, the team wanting him and agreeing with Luka Doncic, and the player that they think Marcus Smart can be for them too. So overall here, narrative-wise, I think Marcus Smart has a lot to prove, and he does want to prove it wrong too. The narrative saying that he can't get back to what he was, even to himself he's trying to prove that he can get back to some version of himself, and simply with the role that they want him to fill, that being more so a defensive-minded role, and that being the biggest part of it in my opinion. He wants to prove it, and not only to himself and the team, but directly to other teams too, as this does happen to be a contract year for him, potentially. And well, like I've often talked about DeAndre Ayton, him kind of entering a contract year, yes, both himself and Marcus Smart have a player option, but I really doubt that they want to take a year of under $8 million per year, Marcus Smart having a player option for roughly $5.4 million next season, and I really doubt he wants to take that. With him now entering his early 30s, this will likely be the final opportunity that he has for a big long-term contract, something more than a 1 to 2 year contract. If he can show it this year, and if he can prove that he's still a valuable player on a winning contending team, then he might be able to get one more big long-term contract, which is obviously plenty of motivation here too. Now it's definitely not the only thing for him. I believe him, he definitely wants to play for a contender, wants to get back to being on a winning team and contributing to a winning team, but money obviously helps here too. No matter what way you want to frame it, it is a motivator, and it will be a motivation tactic here for Marcus Smart, which is completely fine in my opinion. It will benefit the team, and Marcus Smart trying to play for that contract, trying to play for himself and for their team to validate them. I think that's all a beneficial thing, and really a mutually beneficial thing here for both of them too. Though apart from narratives and future money and contract wise here, how about the actual skill set that he'll offer to their team, and why are the Lakers so happy about it, and why are they so intrigued with it and bringing Marcus Smart to their team off the buyout market? Well, like I've referred to, he directly does fill a need that they've been wanting for quite some time now, hoping to get it from Gabe Vincent. Not saying that Vincent was bad for their team, but he simply didn't fill the role that they wanted him to, at least not to the T, and really not going above and beyond with it. Again, that being that point of attack kind of pest defender on defense. That's something that Marcus Smart can do, has proven to be able to do it, and even while playing through injury in the past 2 years now, has still been very effective on defense too. Whether you're talking about the eye test, numbers, basic stats, advanced stats, they all support Marcus Smart being a very good defender yet. I mean, whether you're talking about steals per game, coming off a season of averaging 1.1 steals in only 20 minutes per game, prior to that in 2023-24, averaging 2.1 steals per game in 30 minutes per game, he definitely can be a defensive playmaker, definitely can play on the ball defense, off the ball defense, getting passing lanes. He definitely can do that, and he will be able to offer that for their team too. Or if you want to talk about advanced stats, him ranking in the 95th percentile in off-ball chaser defense, ranking in the 95th percentile in passing lane defense, ranking in the 95th percentile for defensive playmaking. Pretty much no matter what way you want to look at it, Marcus Smart was an A grade or pretty close to an A grade level defender last season, and really has been for pretty much his entire career now. And well, apart from Jared Vanderbilt, the Lakers don't really have that on their team. A guy that's both a good on-the-ball defender, off-ball defender, and defensive playmaker all in one. And well, the thing about Jared Vanderbilt is that he's not always playable offensively, unfortunately. At times and against certain teams, he really can't be out there for very long. When it comes down to it, he's not a great offensive player, even more so than Marcus Smart, who is not a great three-point shooter. Neither is Vanderbilt, but even apart from that, he's not always a very good off-ball player in general, doesn't make timely backdoor cuts, isn't a great connected passer on the court, sometimes makes mistakes that lead to him getting played off the court. Unlike Vanderbilt, he's actually a lot more versatile offensively, can play on the ball, off the ball at times, yes, can even knock down the occasional three-point shot, maybe takes a few too many of them per game for how kind of inefficient he is, but definitely can get hot at times. Though apart from that, he's a much higher IQ player on the ball, actually can be a point guard at times and simply a playmaker for your team. Very good connected passer on the court, definitely knows where to find the open man on the court, know how to read a defense, and simply play within a system, and I think he will be a good fit for the Lakers system. I think that'll help them out and therefore make it valuable on both ends of the court, not simply defense. But again, like I referred to, if I had to guess for why the Lakers want him so badly and why they adhered so quickly to Luka Doncic's request to get him, it would be for backcourt defense. I mean, compared to Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, even Gabe Vincent, Marcus Smart is a whole lot better than them defensively. Whether you're talking about taking on ones, twos, switching on defense, playing the point of attack, no matter what way you look at it, he is a much better defender than all of them. Even compared to many of their frontcourt defenders, much more effective than them, so I think they're very happy with the addition of Marcus Smart. He'll definitely bring a dog mentality to their defense, definitely add some more tenacity to their defense, a guy that brings no matter who they're playing against and no matter who he's matching up with. That's what you can rely on Marcus Smart to do, which in my opinion, their team desperately needed more of, and Marcus Smart can give that to their team too. But then finally, like I alluded to, getting another guy with some really good playoff background, playing in 108 postseason games up until this point, that's one of the most on their entire team and definitely has some of the best playoff background of anyone on their team. Actually has been more of a playoff riser compared to the regular season. Whether you're talking about points per game, that goes up with Marcus Smart, assists per game, that goes up as well here, efficiency both from the field and three-point line, pretty much everything with Marcus Smart goes up, and that's really not that shocking with a player like him. Like I said, a guy that's very tenacious on really both ends of the court. The playoff atmosphere is something that elevates a guy like that, and Marcus Smart is not afraid of the moment. So in my opinion, the combination of what we talked about here with Marcus Smart is the perfect blend and perfect combination for a resurgent year with him. Whether you're talking about the fit and what the Lakers need from him, I think it's a great fit for Marcus Smart and it's a role that he's kind of tailor-made to fill for their team. Whether you're talking about the doubts and the narratives with him, giving him motivation to prove them wrong and get back to what he once was, then finally it being a contract year for him and probably the final opportunity for him to get a big, relatively long-term contract, that's simply the cherry on top here with it. Which in my opinion, both Marcus Smart and the Lakers can and probably will mutually benefit from here too. But with all of that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Marcus Smart entering this season? How do you feel about the fit of him on their team? How do you feel about his motivation to get back to what he once was and his ability to prove people wrong about himself? And then with it being a contract year for him, how do you feel about that blend and that combination kind of combining for a resurgence year for Marcus Smart? Do you think it will happen or do you think it won't happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.